ज्ञानन्दं परमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वदी साक्षिभूतम् भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं नमामि. Nithyanandam, and welcome everyone to the 40th Chaturmasya series. Every day during this Chaturmasya, which is a very special sacred time from Guru Purnima till Vijayadashami, this is the time when the Hindus rejuvenate themselves through spiritual practices such as yoga, puja, listening to scriptures, reading scriptures, and so on. As we are celebrating this season, we are celebrating the 45th Chaturmasya of our beloved Swamiji, cherishing the sacred truths revealed by Swamiji. Every day, we are listening to various truths. And today, we are going to listen from Swamiji about death. Death is something everyone is afraid of. Have our own ideas, something unknown. What could happen? What happens after the death? And so on and on and on. And we have a lot of fear about that. But Swamiji has revealed the truth about death, not just as knowledge, but as experience. Removed the fear of death from each and every single one of us. For each and every disciple of Swamiji, death is just a transition. Swamiji has removed the pain, the suffering, and fear that an individual would go through with the idea of death. As we are going to listen to these truths today, we also have a very special guest, Dr. Manmohan Kumar from Kailasa, Los Angeles. A very special person. He is also a founding father of Kailasa. And since the beginning, since the inception of the temple in Los Angeles in 2007, Dr. Manmohan Kumar has been connected and till today, a dedicated volunteer at Kailasa, Los Angeles temple. Nithyanandam, Dr. Kumar.
Nithyanandam.
It is so wonderful to have you and connect with you after many years. So welcome and thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm very happy that I'm here today and I'm seeing you after a long time. So thank you. Thank you, Ma.
Yes. And we are so excited to have you today. And especially, to discuss about this topic of death, because you have wonderful experiences, how Swamiji has, revealed this truth and made it as an experience for the entire family. If you could please share about how did you meet Swamiji? When did this journey begin? You can please share.
Sure, Ma. In 2005 or 6, around that time, one of my colleagues was Dr. Ram Batla. I think you all know him. He asked me one day, he said, "Come to my home. There is a young Swami staying in my home." I said, I'm too busy. I don't have time. So next week again, he asked me, he's still in my home. Why don't you come? I said, I'm going to Satya Sai Baba. And but my son is interested in exploring spirituality. So I will have him come to your home. He said, "Why don't you all of you come? Bring your whole family." And he gave me a DVD to watch. So our whole family, at that time, my wife and two sons, Sean and the older one, Kevin, we sat and watched the video. My wife, who is a Seventh-day Adventist, and her connection to Hinduism was not much. I used to go to Satya Sai Baba before that, and she will go and not really that interested. She will go to the room and stay there, and I'll be sitting for darshans. She said, "Okay, I'll go too." So we all went, and we watched the video at home. And she looked at me. She said, "I want to go and see him." So we all went there, and that was our first uh, darshan of Swamiji. It was so interesting. He came, he sat there, and he said, "Ask questions." So we asked a few questions here and there, and then it was darshan time, and we stood in line. We were about maybe 10 people, and my wife just prostrated before Swamiji. And I was so pleasantly shocked. So I thought, I don't have to do anything to persuade her. It is she who's going to lead me here. And she became his disciple. So after a year or so, she got stuck with a disease called multiple myeloma. And we used to take her to Swamiji for healing. And that went on for a while. But then she wasn't getting better. And my older son said, he went to Swamiji in one of the darshan. He said, "Swamiji, you said you will take care of her, and she's not getting better." Then Swamiji revealed the truth. He said that her being had decided not to live in this body anymore. I have been coaxing the being to stick around. But the being is very strong at this time, and she just doesn't want to be in this body. And now it is too late because the disease had spread a lot. So after that, he said, "But I will keep her comfortable." Anyway, it went on. Interesting thing here is that about the death. So she got sick, and then she went to the hospital. We told Swamiji, we were in communication with Swamiji all through. You can hear me pretty good. So then I asked Swamiji, uh, how far should we go? Because the disease has progressed so much. So he says, everything the doctors do, let them do. I said, how about putting a tube in the lungs? He said, sure, let them do that. So she went through all that, and then we called Swamiji that she has a tube in. He says, whenever the doctor says no, just I will take over. So the tube was taken out, and then Swamiji took over. At that time, it's very interesting that she was under heavy doses of morphine, but she was very alert. We were communicating with her, and her answers were very clear. And suddenly she did, and she left. It's just so easily, so I think so blissfully. To me, it felt like. So we went to yeah, and it was interesting in the sense that there was so much energy in the room that we had no sadness. We were just like as if we are sitting at home and joking around. So one of the nurses came in and looked in, and she went out. She said, "I know." So I asked her, "What do you know?" She says, "I follow Yogananda. So I know this is how it's supposed to be." So I gave Swamiji's name. I said, "Come to the temple. There's a living guru here who's like Yogananda, just like you think you have Yogananda, we have Swami Nithyananda." Anyway, after that, we went to the temple. We were not sad, and Swamiji received us there. And he said, "I'm very proud of you. I think my ashramites should learn from you guys how to accept death." So I said, "Swamiji, the room was filled with energy." He said, "Oh, that was my energy." So it was very nice. And then he said, "When is the cremation?" So we gave the date. It was about 4 or 5 days later. So just the day before cremation, we went to see Swamiji. Before that, he said, "Oh, I will give you He took a piece of cloth, energized it, the hand towel, he energized it, gave it to us. He said, when the body comes out, just put it on the body. So we said, fine. Then the day before the cremation, we went to the temple, and Swamiji said something that surprised me. He said, I'm going to come to the cremation. And she was so deeply connected to me, all said and done. His words were all said and done. She was so deeply connected to me, I'm going to give her the highest honor of Vedic tradition. So he arranged for the next morning and he came there to the burial place. And this, I didn't know what is the highest honor of Vedic tradition. So he came, the body was brought out, and he did some mudras. Then he took his turban and put it on her body. At that time, I realized this is. I feel so emotional. So then I realized this was the highest honor of Vedic tradition. So of course, after that, the body was, my son pressed the button, the body went for cremation. So we came out. Swamiji said that she is released in the cosmic consciousness, and if she desires, she can take a birth. So this experience of death, made me so at ease that when you are with Swamiji, I think it's very easy. One doesn't really need to have any fear. So after that, let me tell you another incident with myself is that in one of the programs, in every program there is a death meditation. So there were many programs I did, and I didn't feel anything in the death meditation. But in one program, I felt the whole thing that the Swamiji does with the death meditation. He was explaining that you relax and you will have feeling of death in the legs, and then I will disconnect you, and then things will be taken care of. This experience, I felt everything. I felt as if the legs were dying, and it came up to my this abdomen. Then suddenly I felt as if the lights have gone out. And then if a few seconds later, I think the lights came back. So after that, the process was over, and I asked Swamiji, I said, Swamiji, I felt like this. He says, because you gave the full permission to go through the death process. So from then on, I think, even now I think, that going through the death process, if it is like that, I don't think dying will be anything bad. So that was one of the very good experience. I had some few other experiences. I had a Devi darshan with Swamiji gave the Devi darshan in one of those
Oh,
Devi meditation. I saw a big eye coming in front of me. So being analytical, I thought, I don't know, maybe I'm thinking about it. And then that eye moved, another eye came in front. So, so
Dr. Kumar,
yes,
no, one, by profession, you're a doctor.
yeah.
Secondly, your wife, I think it's like her life's purpose of guiding the whole family to Swamiji, so deeply connected, and led the whole family to Swamiji. It is so beautiful. As you were sharing your experience, the when you were sharing about the death, you were just sharing as any normal thing that happened. Okay, she as if she went to the next room. But when sharing about the greatest honor that Swamiji gave, that time he got emotional. The death remembrance of that did not cause pain, but remembering that honor that Swamiji gave, that made you emotional. I mean, that shows how Swamiji has literally removed that whole, fear and idea and concept that we would typically carry about.
Are you frozen? Hello?
Nithyanandam, apologies for the technical glitch. And
Yeah, okay.
Nithyanandam, Maya,
Nityanandam.
so beautiful. I know what how you share your experiences that you've had with Swamiji, and how Swamiji is just taking care of your family. Like having this assurance that there is Paramashiva himself who's taking care of us. I think that is the ultimate relief that we can have. There's no worries. Your family is being taken care of, not just in this lifetime, but in the other lifetimes also. And Dr. Manmohan Ji, your entire family is connected to Swamiji, and that was facilitated through your wife, as you've mentioned. How does it feel, Doctor, to have your entire family, even your grandkids, they are so connected to Swamiji? How does it feel for you to have the entire family connected to Swamiji?
I feel so blessed, so happy. I feel so blissful almost all the time just because we are all with Swamiji. My son, daughter-in-law, the kids. Kids, every morning they do Guru Puja. We all sit together. So we do Guru Puja. They take turn. Each one day one son does, next day the next one, like this. So we go through this every day. It is sometimes it's really hard to explain. We were just talking the other day, Sean and myself, that we just have everything. We just feel so blessed being with Swamiji. It's uh, it's such a great feeling. And about death and all, I don't really even need to think about it because it's going to be an easy, easy process. It's going to be an easy process for me and for the whole family. Yes.
It's so beautiful. And actually, as you were sharing today, you had gotten your driver's license today.
Yes. Yeah, I just I went to renew my driver license. You want me to tell the story? I went to renew my driver license today, and it's expiring at the end of this year. So I just went in early, about 5 minutes early, 5 months early. She asked me, you're too early. I said, well, I thought I should get it before before I pass away. I think she burst out into laughter. She said, "Oh, okay, okay." So it's actually the life is going good for me. Everything's good for me. I'll give you one more instance that has happened in my life with the family's death. My my father my father was very afraid of death, particularly after my mother passed away. Uh, she passed away at the age of 90, and soon after that, he told me, um, I didn't believe in your guru, but I have been because of the scandal. But I have been watching the progress, so I think he was framed. So I think your guru is real, and I don't think he did all that. I said, okay. He said, no, I'm very afraid of death. He was 95 years old. He said, I'm afraid of death. He's coming because, statistically, I don't have much to live. Can he remove the fear of death? I said, I don't know. You see him. So I just wanted him to see Swamiji. I said, you ask him. So he says, okay, but he's too far. Anyway, we came to Bidadi ashram. And I arranged a Pada Puja for him and also a note that he wanted me to write that I am 95 years old. I have fear of death. Can you remove my fear of death? So Swamiji, after puja, Swamiji put a hand on his head and read the note. And Swamiji said, I remember his words, I'm not going to give you any false hopes or false promises, but I commit to you that your passing away will be peaceful and pleasant. And when you leave your body, you will see me, and you will be given two options, either liberation now or one conscious birth followed by liberation. And feeling that he's hard of hearing, Swamiji repeated it a couple of times. That's why I remember the whole statement. So he came home, he was 95 till last year. He passed away last year. I spent a couple of years there, taking care of him. What happened when he left his body is that till his death, till the day before, he was good. But at the time of death, he slowly closed his eyes and he was just going down. So I was trying to make him lie down. He folded his hands, opened his eyes, closed his eyes, took 3 or 4 gasping breaths, and he left. So I'm very certain that he saw Swamiji, that I don't know what he decided to do at that time, but I'm very sure that he saw Swamiji, and his fear must have just totally gone away. So I have 2 of these death experiences in my family, and my own death process in the program. So fear of death, I think I don't have. Or maybe I also think maybe I'm not going to go for next few years, so then you don't have the fear.
So beautiful, Aya. See,
Thank you.
you've been with Swamiji for so long, Aya. Since at least 2007, you've been with Swamiji.
Yeah.
How was your life before Swamiji and after Swamiji coming in your life? Whether it is in your profession as a doctor, you're a doctor. Whether in your profession or in your family, how was your life before Swamiji and after Swamiji? And the next question is, you are also a founding father of Kailasa. What inspired you to become a founding father of Kailasa? If you could please share.
Yes. Before Swamiji, actually, for a few years, I had been going to Satya Sai Baba. I feel that it is my change started at that time, because before going to Satya Sai Baba, one day I was coming home from work. I was a physician, and I was thinking I have everything worldly wise. I have a job, I was married, I have children, I have a house, but something was missing. And that time it led me to go to a bookstore called Bodhi Tree Bookstore in Los Angeles, here in California. So I started looking at books, and the first book I saw was Satya Sai Baba's book. That was, I think, 1990. His book, written by a Westerner, Howard Murphet. Howard Murphet, yeah, I think. The I think it was, uh, though I'm forgetting its name. Anyway, I read those books, then I realized, wow, I missed spirituality. I thought Satya Sai Baba looked kind of funny to me before when I was younger. So I started going to Satya Sai Baba at that time. But then after meeting Swamiji, I had many more experiences. I did not have any interview with Satya Sai Baba, or he didn't call me in. But the life changed after that. I think I started feeling grounded. You know, nothing could shake me easily. That was the biggest difference that I started seeing. That things which might have bothered me earlier were not bothering. Um, Handling my profession or other affairs was easy. Um, and the more I attended programs, you just start feeling a different, yes, something very different, which is a little bit hard for me to explain. Now, Swamiji has been so gracious to us, in everything. So, in the temple, I used to. I'm not that young, so I can't say I volunteered a lot, but I used to volunteer some, and the more I started volunteering there, my feeling to be with Swamiji grew more and more. And I thought that the temple establishment was the right thing that the Swamiji has done there. And we should continue to serve in the temple, support the temple, uh, and help people come to the temple, at least to be with Swamiji. So now it has progressed so much. In my last 2 years, I was in India, sitting, taking care of father. But since then, I see uh, many countries, particularly in Africa and South America, they are involved. They're indigenous cultures, and the people are more involved. They are more down. They are more, I think, like Sanatana Dharma, rather than in other religions. And many have been persecuted a lot by the other religions. So I see it is growing, and hopefully one day Swamiji can come to Los Angeles and we can see him, or he will invite us to his place. Uh, well, let us see.
Yes, definitely. Again, one thing that I remember, being in Los Angeles, that as you were sharing, you're more grounded, more relaxed, just being blessed by Swamiji. That is one thing definitely we remember about you is just being cool. Nothing, don't get, perturbed, disturbed, just being cool. Just relax, just knowing that Swamiji is there, Swamiji is taking care. It's definitely, something that we cherish every time we meet you, every time we talk to you. That space that you carry, like how Swamiji said, right? Like just relax in that space of Swamiji. So beautiful to interact and cherish those moments. So
Yeah.
today we have, yes, go ahead, please.
Yes. Those were very, very, very special days. Very, very special days. And I mean, going to the programs and sitting there, and then waiting to receive a hug from him. Just waiting in the line. Okay, so we're going to go to Swamiji and just give a good hug. Oh, we miss that now. Let's let's hope. Let's hope soon. I know it will happen. I think soon we'll be seeing Swamiji. Uh,
Definitely, yes.
yeah.
Now, as we are listening to Dr. Manmohan Kumar's experiences, beautiful experiences, especially about death. Let us now listen to Swamiji. What was death like? The experience that Swamiji went through. Let's now directly hear from Swamiji.
The way we handle death shows what we believe about death and after death. I really sincerely request Western scientists and psychologists to look into the science. Please understand, if you guys can catch the truth behind this one aphorism, so much of suffering can be reduced during life. If we can just reproduce this knowledge and science to all human beings as a clear science, provable through the machineries, through the mechanisms, I can tell you, this is much more stronger, provable, scientific than any allopathy, psychology, psychoanalysis you are carrying. If this can be reproduced to the world in a very scientific, practical way, such huge service, so much suffering can be reduced. People don't need to be in constant anxiety. You happen in the planet Earth to exhaust certain amount of karma. If you can retain your udana on your lungs till that karma is exhausted, you will have the freedom to assume the next body or not. You will have the freedom. You will be able to choose whether to go for one more body or not. So I can say, this should be the right to education for every child happening in the planet Earth. All human beings should have a right to education, to know the science of leaving the body at will, and it is possible. The science is possible. It is provable, clear, practical science available in yogic, hatha yogic and siddha traditions. Every human being should have right to education for this system. The method to control and manage udana, the vital energy which functions in you, and ability to leave the body when you want, at will. Once you realize the space of freedom, even in a remote possible way, you will understand the ecstasy. See, it's like you are born and brought up in a small Indian village, but suddenly by chance, some fortunate thing, you got a job and you went and settled in US, some country. Outside India, you became rich. After 25 years, you visit your native place in an unbounded way. See, when you are born and brought up in that place, all the people's opinion about you mattered for your life. It was a bondage. What they think about you matters, how they react with you matters, how you deal with them matters, everything matters. But now you are visiting the same village when nothing matters you. Nothing can disturb you. If you want, you can raise somebody's life to the higher level, but nobody can bring your life to the lower level. When you visit like that to your native village, not only that, you go with extraordinary things which your village has never seen. If you liberate yourself just from 1 or 2 mental patterns and live, then you will understand power of liberated life. If you are liberated from some patterns, then you will understand the necessity for liberation. Most important, strongest pattern with which you are suffering is taking birth and getting into death. Birth and death is the worst pattern with which you are suffering. Birth and death is the worst pattern. Then all your depression, ups and downs. Birth and death is the worst pattern any beings go through. How beings live. Understand, the cognizance you take about yourself is the root cause of all the joy and suffering you go through. If the fear of discontinuity is removed from the human mind, millions of sufferings we go through will be removed. If we can make the world understand there is no discontinuity, this can revolutionize the whole universe much more than the concept of one world government. This can revolutionize the whole world, whole human civilization, much more than one world government. Because when the understanding of continuity happens, when all the fears and insecurities related to discontinuity disappears, you can see in front of your eyes our perverted desires to hold wealth will disappear. Our insensitivity to all the crimes we are committing. If you realize the truth of continuity, there is no discontinuity, you will understand everything you accumulate. You may not answer the law, but you have to answer the cosmic law.
Nitya Kriya, restoring Hatha Yoga to the world. A series of healing yogic processes revealed by Paramahamsa Nithyananda to care and cure for diseases and disorders. Practice Nitya Kriya and awaken your Kundalini energy. To find out more, visit www.nityananda.org/nitya-kriyas.
Let me describe Ramana Maharshi's experience in his own words. Around the age of 16, suddenly one day, very strong feeling or the fear of death started happening in him. And he was not even bothered or perturbed. He did not even bother about calling or telling the family or even the relatives who were there in the same house. He was in Madurai at that time. Just he stretched his body straight and decided to go through the experience. He just lie down like a dead body and started seeing what is going on inside. Understand? A very courageous decision. Very courageous decision. He says beautifully, I saw very clearly I was dying. Step by step, slowly the body died. Suddenly I remembered, yes, only body is dead. I am alive. I exist still. I am there. And he says in the experience he saw very clearly, as if his body being carried, burnt, reduced to ashes, everything happened. In few chana, few seconds, everything happened. But suddenly he says, something opened, clicked. Yes, body has disappeared, I died, it is burnt, everything is over, but I exist. I exist. I am not dead. This was such a strong experience. Bhagavan says, once for all, the death fear left me. The fear of death has left me. And that experience, I exist, stayed forever, once for all. Understand? In half an hour you can become enlightened. That is what Bhagavan is saying by expressing this. All it takes is half an hour. Logical mind, an ordinary mind, very difficult for the mind to understand. How can just one simple experience give so much of clarity and courage? An experience transform the whole life. He says within that experience, after that experience happened, within few days he left the house all alone and travelled and came and settled in Arunachala and never left the Arunachala after that. Maybe Ramana Maharshi should have practiced this technique for many janmas before that birth. Whatever he practiced, that experience only just automatically opened up. Opened up and pulled him inside and gave the truth. I always used to think I should have the experience of death or face death directly, face to face. But somehow that thought never became a priority. See, any thought has to become priority. Only then experience can happen. Only when it becomes top priority, when urge becomes urgent, things starts transforming in you. Only if it is in top priority, experience can be achieved. So it was not in my top priority. Somehow it was getting postponed. When I went to Varanasi, Varanasi is the holy city for Hindus. Whatever is said and done, I cannot describe the experience verbally. Only you have to see there to have that experience. To tell you honestly, the fear of death just disappeared. When you see so many bodies, array, what is there? Like this only I am also going to go, okay. You feel there is so many people giving company. You don't feel lonely about death. You feel it's like one more trip. Array, so many people are there. Chala, it's okay. And this is what is going to happen. See, if you see one body being burnt rarely once in a while, you will have that fear. There you will see unimaginable. All I did, let me try to sit here and see what goes on. And I sat. Just in half an hour, 1 hour, the death is no more a strange incident which happens once in a while for some relative or friend. It became like a, okay, next, that's all. Next, that's all. all size, all gender, all age, all kinds, all color, all community, all religion also. When continuously you see this happening, you actually lose respect for death. Now you have too much respect, too much of ideas about it. Array, it is nothing, the breath which went inside did not come out, that's all. And chalo, the people who are sitting waiting for the property are enjoying, over. That's all, what is there? And nothing much. Neither anything can be done about it, nor anything can be repented. Now what is there over? Neither you can fast forward, nor you can rewind. Over. And when I saw that body is being burnt continuously, initially the little fear which was there disappeared. And slowly, not only fear, it became interest. I started going near and started helping them. Helping them. Then, slowly I started thinking, after all, this body is also going to become like this. Yes, over. When you remember that death is going to happen to you, the respect which you carry for your ego will come down. Because whatever you think should not leave you is ego. When you know for sure everything is going to leave you, then the respect for ego just drastically drops. And especially, I'm a kind of a too sharp, straightforward guy. So straight away the respect for ego dropped. Then I decided, after all I'm going to die. Either I should have a death experience now itself and live without the death fear, or die and see. That's all. But I have to see the death. There is a small Shiva temple in one corner and a small tower above the temple. I went and sat in that tower so that nobody will disturb me. In one corner I sat. If you see in the biography souvenir, you will see the photograph where I had the death experience. I sat there. From there I started seeing the dead bodies being burnt. Still I remember the strong click was when an elderly lady's body was being burnt. I saw her, she had a big belly, the cloth burnt and the fat which was there in the belly started burning and melting and flowing. Sorry for describing too vividly. I could see very clearly because the cloth got burnt, the body is there and the fat is burning and melting and flowing. Because the fat is flowing, the fire is still burning with a full speed. That gave a very strong click into me and said, oh God, yes, same way it is going to burn. And same thing is going to happen to this body also. Let it happen. That click opened up a deep fear of death. And that fear, when it spread all over the body, when I faced it consciously, I could see very clearly that fear spreading all over the body. When the fear met my awareness, hit my awareness, that became death experience. Understand? Whenever your fear is suppressed, it stays inside you as a suppressed fear. Whenever it comes out and you are not consciously facing it, it becomes a fear stroke and shakes your whole nervous system and breaks it down. If it is faced consciously, it becomes death experience. The fear, death fear, if you just escape, run away When that fear happens, it becomes death. When you face it consciously, it becomes death experience. Death fear plus subconscious is suppression. Death fear plus unconscious is nervous breakdown. Death fear plus conscious is death experience. Understand? I have given a clear explanation, clear equation. Death fear plus subconscious is suppression, perversion. Death fear plus unconscious means you don't suppress, but neither you face. You just get shaken, frightened, fear stroke, nervous breakdown. Death fear, conscious awareness is death experience. I was able to see very clearly the fear which rose when I faced it consciously with awareness became death experience. Means I saw clearly the body is dead. It's not moving. 2.5 days, no food, no water, no thought, no question, no doubt, body was there. Only after the experience I realized 2.5 days passed. It was there. I could see with closed eyes, the body is dead and there is no movement. Suddenly, after 2.5 days, the click happened. God, body is dead, but I exist still. I am there. That clarity, that click, when it clicked, it became such an intense ecstasy. The fear of death left once for all. And it has become such a deep ecstasy, such a joy, such bliss. And slowly opened the eyes. I was able to move the body. First thing I felt was such a deep ecstasy and gratitude. I went down to the Ganga. It was just a few feet. Sprinkled little Ganga water, took the Ganga water in Kamandalu, little ash from the pyre, straight went to Vishwanatha and put that ash and did the puja. That was the first thing. It was such a deep gratitude. I saw Vishwanatha was alive. Understand? Because I died, Vishwanatha became alive. Till the day before, because I was alive, Vishwanatha was always dead stone. Because I was alive, Vishwanatha was just dead stone. Because I died, Vishwanatha is the Shiva in Varanasi, the Shivalinga. I always felt to touch this stone, 300,000 people are coming every day. What foolishness! And one more funny thing, when you can touch the deity by yourself, you lose respect. In South India you can't touch. In North India you can touch by yourself. And the Vishwanatha you can touch and play with yourself, everything. And naturally you will feel, what is this? Just to touch this stone, people are coming from all the way. I always felt it was a stone. Because I was alive. When I died, I saw clearly, he is alive. Only one can be alive, either him or you. When you see the truth, he will become alive. We will not be anymore alive as we think. And the fear of death left once for all. I can say this is one of the very strong experience transformed me towards my enlightenment, towards the spiritual ultimate truth. That click is what I call Satori. the enlightenment experience.
Such a powerful satsang from Swamiji, revealing the deepest truths. One thing with Swamiji is, any time he reveals the truth, it is not just knowledge that Swamiji gives. He makes it experiential for us. Each and every one of us, what Swamiji has learned from this death experience, he has given to each and every one of us as our own experience. Like Dr. Kumar was sharing earlier, that he had attended a program where Swamiji had taken us through the death meditation. Literally, consciously, each and every one of us go through this death process, knowing that Swamiji is there. It is not something to be scared about. Swamiji literally takes us through that layer by layer, how the soul, the consciousness would leave that body. Swamiji takes us through this process consciously, so that when the actual death happens, we are not scared anymore, because we've already traveled it once before with Swamiji. So that is the experience that Swamiji gives. Today actually is auspicious in that today we are celebrating the Maheshwara Puja that is going to happen shortly, where the Pinda Tarpana for the souls that have left the body, we offer it, the sannyasis, and of course directly to Paramashiva himself, to Swamiji, where Swamiji, when he accepts the Pinda Tarpana, he liberates the souls. It is such an auspicious blessing having Swamiji in our life. And if you are wondering, oh, what is this program? How can I attend? Where do I experience that? Even today, even in the Paramashiva Sena program that is presently happening in 3 locations, in fact, in Los Angeles, in St. Kitts and Nevis, and in Kashi, in Varanasi, in where Swamiji himself has had the death experience, in all these 3 places. And of course, in Salem, India, this program is happening, where during the Paramashiva Sena, you can go through this death process consciously, without fear, in safest hands, and experience death when it comes without fear. So, and today we have Dr. Manmohan Kumar joining us from Kailasa, Los Angeles, sharing his beautiful experiences with death. But not only death, many years, the committed family dedicated to Swamiji, and as he said, supporting Kailasa, Los Angeles, Kailasa. So, Dr. Kumar, I would like to ask, I'm sure, every inner awakening, I especially remember the December inner awakening. As you said, the whole family would come, and you had attended the cruise and many, many inner awakenings. Can you please share your experience of darshans, as you said, waiting in line to go get that hug from Swamiji? Can you please share experiences from these programs? What was it like, your communication with Swamiji and darshan?
Yes, ma'am. Before that, let me share one thing about Maheshwar Puja. When my wife died, before that, I didn't know about Maheshwar Puja. And I think that was the first time also they were conducting this Maheshwar Puja. They asked us to, in the temple, bring your wife's photo. We said, what do you need my wife's photo for? He said, oh, we are having Maheshwar Puja. And I think Swamiji's father had also left body around that time, if I'm not mistaken. So we brought the photo and all, and Maheshwar Puja was done. And then within, I think a week later, I saw my wife in my dream, early morning dream. She's sitting in a car, and I was going to drive the car, and I looked back. She's sitting there, but there was a mist. There was a mist around, and I see through the mist. She's sitting there like the first time I saw her in life. So I said, "What are you doing?" I'm telling her in dream, "What are you doing here? You're supposed to be there." And she says, "Yeah," and she nodded as if she's doing good. And she just bent forward and touched hand and all. And I woke up. So I thought, that was very real. Something is very real. How did that happen? Because I wasn't getting any dreams about her before. Then Swamiji told in one of the Maheshwar Puja later that when you do Maheshwar Puja for your relatives, within 2 weeks, you may get an indication from them, either in dream or otherwise, that they are doing good, that they are relieved. So people who may do Maheshwar Puja today, they may look for that and see how if they see something like that. Uh, as we are talking, I just started thinking about the days that we were in Los Angeles and waiting to see Swamiji. I think that was the most anxious part for me, was to waiting in line and just waiting to go and hug him, and just waiting, and then just go and hug him. And sometimes he feels so empty. You're hugging him and you feel there's nothing much there. And Swamiji said one day to some I think some devotee was hugging so tightly the lady. She said, "You are empty." He said, "Yes, because I don't have mind. Because there's no mind, so this body is like a bamboo, empty inside." Uh, but all those hugs have been so precious for us, so precious for us. In one of the programs, when we were doing Swamiji were doing a selfie with us. And that time I was the only one who had come for the program. So soon after the selfie I took with Swamiji, and somehow I blurted out something which I think, was not good. That I was wrong. I said, "Swamiji, I'm going to make Sean and Michelle jealous that I'm taking selfie with you and they are not here." And the next I hear is Swamiji told Gyanatma to call Michelle and have them come. You know, he
So beautiful, Aya. How Swamiji is just taking care of your family every single moment. He's just,
and
yes,
it's not only me. I think he takes care of every family.
yes,
He takes care of every family. So we are also fortunate, blessed, fortunate to be with him, to follow him, to be with him. It's so precious, so precious.
Powerful. That was in Phuket, Thailand, when Swamiji was, having all the participants to have the selfie taken with Swamiji. I think it's a very, very precious,
Yeah.
very precious. Those selfie photos that we have, each and every one of us, it's too precious moments with Swamiji that we had taken that pictures.
Right. No,
So, do
I
you
get,
have
maybe I get more emotional now that I'm old. I'm getting old. But even now, even when I think about it, you know, just so much gratitude for Swami. And I feel when I have that gratitude, then then the desires go down, you know. So hopefully that is the only prayer I will have in future.
that is something that you have expressed also to having see Swamiji, seeing Swamiji physically. It is, the desire that every one of us has, and hope that that beautiful day comes very soon. And I also wanted to ask you, Dr. Kumar, the whole family is blessed and connected to Swamiji, especially the kids. We were just talking some time back how, as the kids not only blessed and born, and they actually, from the hospital straight, they go to the temple and receive the blessings and so. If you
Yeah,
could
this
share about how the kids are growing up, any
you know,
thoughts on that?
this has been, I think, Sean's practice. The hospital is not too far. I mean, it's about 5-7 miles from the temple. So from temple, they are born, they are taken to the temple, have darshans, and somebody doing puja also. I think you were there in one of when second one was born, and then bring them home. So I think they're pretty connected now with Swamiji. Yeah.
Wonderful. How is them like bringing them up? with Swamiji, having Swamiji in our, the whole family is connected. As they are growing up, how it is to see them flower.
Yeah,
And they are also part of homeschooling, right? You had mentioned that they are being homeschooled.
yes, and we all live together. They are going through the homeschooling. Shan does the homeschooling. They also attend from the temple classes. There's a Sanskrit class, there's art class, and there's some other classes they are attending regularly. They seem to enjoy that very much. Also, I feel they look a little bit different than most kids who go to school. Not because I'm their grandfather, but I feel that they're very well behaved. It's a joy, what can I say? It's a joy to see them growing in the house. Um, Seems to be, I feel that they are being brought up in the best atmosphere at this time that they can have without Swamiji's physical presence here.
Beautiful, Aya. Aya,
Yes.
in the satsang that we've just had, Swamiji actually narrates his own death experience, and he was describing it very very vividly. And Swamiji mentions that when he was watching the body getting burned, the body fat also getting melted, he could see the fear getting spread throughout his body. But when he consciously looked into the fear, that is when basically he died, and Vishwanatha Paramashiva took over, right? And Aya, you've also experienced death firsthand. You've seen death many times. And so, what was the clicks that you have gotten from this satsangaya? What powerful cognitions, what understanding you have gotten from what Swamiji shared in this satsang?
Yeah, because I did that in one of the death meditations, uh, I feel that what Swamiji is saying, I have a partial experience during death meditation. That time I didn't have any fear of death. It felt like that your legs are gone, and then it's going up. You're disconnected, and then he connects you again. And with the way Swamiji explained, of course, that is the experience, the final experience that he has. I don't have that experience at this time, but when I leave the body, I will know what it is. Uh, Maybe then I can explain to you.
Yes, definitely. Dr. Kumar, that is something, as we can see that, we joke about that and the humor that you have. Yeah. So it is really nice to hear. And actually, let us now continue to listen to Swamiji on the revelations on death and how Swamiji has made it as a seamless part of our life that we can actually joke about it. Let us now listen to Swamiji.
Beautiful story. Every day, day in and day out, Buddha was meditating for more than 12 years. Morning he will sit till late night. Next day morning again he will sit till late night. Day in and day out, nothing was happening. The story says, one day he decided, Itam asanam sushyate sariram. Let the body disappear, evaporate in this posture. How many days I don't know. How long I don't know. I am going to sit till I achieve enlightenment. I am not going to be bothered about the time. I am ready to sit dirghakalaha. Please understand that word dirghakala means not just long time, deciding forever. Buddha decides, I am going to sit forever. Understand? Time is after all psychological. Time is after all psychological. The story says, the moment he decided he will sit forever, that moment he just became enlightened. Because all he needed was that intensity. Usually when you sit in meditation, having an idea, I will get up after 2 hours. Your mind will be just waiting for the 2 hours to end, that's all. You will not be meditating. You will not be in the present moment. If you have an idea, I will sit till tomorrow morning, your mind will be waiting for next day morning. It will not be in the present moment. When Buddha decided that I am going to sit forever, he decided I am not going to get up. So mind has no goal to go. Mind has no goal. When it has no goal, it just fell back to the present moment and he became enlightened. The Vedic tradition, they say if you sit and meditate in burial grounds, you will constantly remember and meditate on death. And going through your own internal death is the way for enlightenment. That is the only way for enlightenment. Going through that psychological death is way for transformation and enlightenment. I was trying for years. Every time I sit, I'll sit with the idea, all right, I'll sit today whole night. Tomorrow morning I'll go out for buy food, come back and sit. This was the same thing I was doing. One day, when I was sitting in Varanasi, Manikarnika Ghat, the place where hundreds of dead bodies are burnt every day. If you are a sincere seeker, really want to know the secrets of death and life, you should go to the Manikarnika Ghat in Varanasi and sit and meditate at least for a few days. When I sat, suddenly the click has happened. God, it is such a simple thing. Just like all these bodies are being burnt, this body also will be burnt one day, that's all. There is nothing much big. No need to make a big fuss about death, life and all those foolish things. It is just dust unto dust. Nothing else. Then I thought, every day I am meditating on death, meditating in burial ground, but still why I am not able to experience that internal psychological death. I am not talking about physical death. Physical death is different. The psychological death is different. If you experience psychological death, suddenly you will see you are enlightened. I thought, why I am not able to experience? Then I decided, either this body should die and I should experience death, or I should have death experience by meditation. I decided to sit. I decided I'll sit and meditate on death till I have the death experience. One day was over. Second day also over. No food, no sleep, no 1, 2, 3, nothing. Just sitting. Third day, the whole body is practically frozen because of pain. Just body wants to move, but I said no, nothing doing. No question of moving. If you don't move, just sit like this. the whole body will feel like a frozen with pain. Suddenly, my whole being realized I am serious about my will. I am really serious about my will. Suddenly my whole being realized I am going to do it. I myself got convinced about my willpower. I myself realized I am going to sit. First when I sat, my mind did not believe and said, all right, let's see, struggle how much you can. After all, you are a good guy struggling for last 10 years. Try once more, nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong in trying. Chalo, try. Next day morning, it felt little sympathetic. This fellow is really trying, struggling hard. By third day noon, it got completely convinced. The power which was resisting has lost its hold on the consciousness. The constant doubt which was there, saying, no, once he is tired, he will come out. Once he is hungry, he will get up and go for food, relax. Once this fellow is feeling the hunger, everything will become all right. That part has died. Suddenly, my own being felt so strongly convinced I am going to sit. Still I remember very clearly. One thought, a clear thought, I am going to sit eternally. Dirghagalaha, forever. The moment I decided forever, instead of the mind moving in a horizontal, linear way, see, if you say long time, your mind will naturally move linear way. Long time means how many years? Come on, tell me. The moment I say, all right, let me sit for 10 years, then it will be waiting. All right, 10 years I will sit, let us sit. And after 10 years I can come out. So just for that, just because that hope is there, it will not fall into unconsciousness. It will continue to retain its identity because it knows after 10 years it can come back and play its game. The hope is there. Because the idea of time is created by mind. It's nothing but its own, you see, it's like you create a track out of steel and create a train out of steel. The steel train moves on the steel track. So, mind, one part of mind is the time. So, the moment you created a time, now the mind can be alive forever. It knows, hey, it's my own track. Let me travel, let me move, let me be. But the moment I decided eternally, mind has lost its grip over time. And it knows, oh God, I think this fellow really means. He really means what he is talking or what he is thinking. The moment you give that confidence to mind, that I am going to be doing it eternally, suddenly it gets shaken, it gets frightened, and it comes back to the present moment. Because it knows, I have to be doing this forever. There is no, you see, your mind exists with only one idea. It tolerates anything if it knows it is going to end. It has the ability to tolerate anything and survive anything if it knows that action is going to end. Any action, any idea, any meditation, any technique, if it knows there is going to be end, it will survive, it will live through. It will live through. Because it knows there is going to be end. Only when you give the clarity, it is going to be dirka kalaha. That is why in Indian tradition, whether it is marriage or sannyas, for eternal. Once you take sannyas, it is forever. Once you marry, it is forever. Then mind will stop playing its games. The yogi with whom I learned this yoga and Patanjali, I have seen him displaying all kinds of extraordinary powers. Because he is very clear, till he achieves that powers, he is going to be practicing. So what mind does? Your mind is intelligent. It can express any power. Mind immediately decides, oh God, this fellow is going to torture me with the practice till I reveal the powers to him. Better let me give it now itself. It tries to play with you without giving power and trying to break your practice. If you give a strong idea to your mind, no, you are going to practice till it gives you the power. Suddenly it gets frightened and it says, I know this fellow is going to torture me by doing everything. Let me better give the power now itself. The day, the moment I was able to convince myself, I am going to sit, my whole being was completely convinced. I could see very clearly from the root of the spine that pain spreading all over the body, cruciating pain, requesting me, please move the body little bit and adjust. I was sitting for 2.5 days, no food, and I did not even know 2.5 days passed. Only later on I calculated. Later on I was able to calculate. I did not even know 2.5 days passed. I just decided, who cares about time and everything? I am going to sit, that's all. The backbone, the spine is begging me, just adjust the legs little bit. Adjust so that the blood flow will become a little easy. At least adjust your hand. Let me check whether I am alive or not. It's literally begging me. But I could see very clearly, my sankalpa will say, I am going to sit. There is no question of moving. The moment this will, that strong will, it says clearly, Dirka Kala, I am going to sit eternally. When that conviction landed on my being, I could see very clearly that pain which was there all over the body, every joint I was able to feel, every nerve I was able to feel. Because sitting continuously, what will happen? The whole body just slowly started disappearing. The moment it learned, the practice is going to be eternal, Dirka Kalaha, eternal, the mind started withdrawing. It decided, now I cannot survive. Now I cannot survive. Now I cannot stand. See, if you have some visualization for your mind, if you say 12 years, after 12 years I will get up, it will wait. It will survive for 12 years. Anyhow, I am going to get up after 12 years. Let me push the time, push the time, push the time. It will be sitting and altering your clock. Now really, if you fall in love with somebody and you are waiting to meet that person next day morning, you can see late night you will be sitting and adjusting the clock. When will the time become 4 o'clock, morning, early morning? I can get up and get ready and go and wait in the park. You will be just waiting. Mind is intelligent. It can push the clock. It can push the time. But when you say the word Dirka Kalaha, eternal, it is going to be eternally this way only. Suddenly, it gets adjusted. It gets adjusted. And it came back to the present moment and said, all right, I cooperate with you. And dissolved. That strong, the internal death experience happened.
Sacred Art Store, Nithyananda Sacred Art Store, a storehouse of spiritual products from Vedic culture. Find all your needs for yogic body, Vedic mind, and N living. A one-stop shop for spiritual products and gifts. www.sacredartsstore.com or email us sales@ngaleria.com.
I was wandering, doing my yatra near the Varanasi in UP, in northern India. I had the fortune of staying with one great Swami to take care of him in the hospital. He was suffering, he was on deathbed. He was in the hospital near Varanasi, not inside Varanasi, just outside. I was taking care of him. In north, if elderly Swamis are sick, these young brahmacharis, youngsters, they will take care. Because they don't have family, Swamis will take care. I felt that I should take care of the Swami when he is dying. I was there. He was in ICU, intensive care unit. Suddenly one day, when I was sitting next to him, I saw the next bed guy, not the Swami, the next bed guy started dying. Means he is facing his last moments. Doctors are running around here and there and they are taking care, they are trying to give oxygen and trying to do whatever they can. But no help. He is about to die. He started slowly settling. That time I was not enlightened, but I had my death experience. So because of that experience, I can see what is going on inside him. Please understand. I am talking something little beyond your logic, which you don't see in day-to-day life. First thing I saw was terrible pain being awakened inside his body. Terrible pain, understand? Not ordinary pain. The tremendous pain, the physical layer, unimaginable pain. It's literally like thousands of scorpions biting that person. That is the visualization I can give. Even now when I can remember clearly, vividly. Of course, because of enlightenment, now the pain is not there in me. Otherwise, the moment I remember that incident, it used to be so heavy in my heart. Half an inch, if you cut yourself when you cut vegetables by blade or knife, how you feel? 6 feet his body was being torn. I saw clearly. The consciousness and the body. Practically it was like a tearing to pieces. So every inch is like if they made iron mold just like you and you are put inside, that mold starts shrinking. What will happen? Exactly the same thing. It was just unimaginable suffering. First thing I did is I got frightened. I just want to run away from that place. But this Swami who was lying, who was taken care, he also started grasping for the breath. When he saw the other guy dying, the psychological effort, he also started having the same effort. And he was holding my hand and saying, don't go, don't go. So God, what to do now? That Swami is not enlightened. Very great Swami, great tapasvi, but not enlightened. Oh, a big problem. What can I do? I can't, neither I can run nor I can stand there because the See, suffering is so much, that person suffering, the person who was dying. I also feel the same pain. You see, if you see an accident, you can't eat for 2 days. 2 days before putting the food in the mouth, what will come to your mind? You can't bear. Same thing. It's literally seeing an accident. So, too much. Then, anyhow, no other way, I have to sit there. I saw slowly, first thing happened. A terrible pain. Because of the heavy pain, the logic has lost its balance. Understand? As long as your logic is balanced, only you will be able to see the difference between dream state and waking state. Kids cannot see the difference between dream state and waking state. Do you know? Till the age of 3. If something happens in their dream, they will start crying in the waking state. They can't see the difference. Because they don't have a balanced logic. Because of the terrible pain, I saw the person lost his logic. Please understand why I am giving so much importance to this session. Because so many truths I am revealing. I can say these are only called Deva Rahasyas, are the business secrets. See, just like if you go to a lawyer, how he gives the legal opinion. Same way I am giving you cosmic legal opinion about life and death, the major important questions. How his legal opinion is very important for you to make decisions. Same way, I am giving you the legal opinion of cosmos, the dharmic opinion. This legal opinion is very important for you to design your day-to-day activities in that life. How the cosmos functions, how you are related to it. I think human beings are lost on great important quality, sitting in a relaxed way. Either you are continuously restless or you sleep. Either you sleep or continuously restless. What next? What next? What next? What next? You lost the habit of sitting in a relaxed way and observing what is happening around you. Either tamas or rajas, no sattva. That is why more than 15 minutes you don't sit in front of one channel. Am I right? Maximum 15 minutes. Within 15 minutes you go one full round and come back. All 54 channels. Kids will not have a clear logic. They will not know the difference between their dream, their thoughts and the world. Same way, that high pain. This guy lost the logical balance. Now he does not have difference between his dreams, his thoughts and the world. So whatever thoughts comes, he thinks that is the world and suffers. Whatever dreams comes, that he thinks that is reality and suffers. Understand? The moment he lost his logical balance, I saw all his thoughts are acting on him as if they are reality. All his desires, pain, thoughts, everything just jumping on him and possessing him. It's practically like a football being kicked by 25 players. 25 players are kicking the football from this side to that side and that side to this side. What happens to football? Exactly same way, his individual consciousness, his self, was kicked left and right. One side all his desires are kicking him, saying, I want to live in this body, only then I can feel fulfilled. Don't leave this body. The other side, all the body is saying, no, I am tired, I can't force you anymore. Just get out. There's fight happening between the person's desire and the body. Is what is grasping for breath. That's the fight. I saw. When inhaling happens, the desires are trying to possess the body. When exhale is happening, body is saying, no, I'm tired, get out. Understand? That is what I call hell. There is no geographical hell. Those few moments what you go through is what is hell. I want all of you to understand. Don't think, oh, it's after all will be few moments. No. When suffering happens, time will look very long. Time is not chronological as you think. Time is psychological.
Such a powerful revelation from Swamiji. Especially when Swamiji was sharing about the death experience. The powerful cognition that I get was Swamiji's decision to sit. And he was saying that literally his body is just begging him to move. But Swamiji said, no, I've decided I'm going to sit. Dirgha Kala. He decided to sit. So in my understanding, I thought, okay, Swamiji is just going to sit. That's the decision. No, Swamiji's decision not even to move, not even to flinch. And for eternity. Literally the mind had to surrender to Swamiji and said, okay, God. No, Swamiji was saying like every nerve, every bone, every, part of his body was aching, begging for Swamiji to move. But Swamiji's decision not to move, the conviction, he just sat, literally the mind gave up, and Swamiji said he experienced that ultimate bliss and gratitude. Such a powerful satsang verse. So Dr. Kumar, what is the powerful cognition that you got from this satsang?
Yeah, first thing is if we keep watching these satsangs again and again, each time it reveals more and more. Today, I had watched these satsangs before, but today I get something that every time I sit down, I put a limit. Oh, okay, I'm going to sit here for 10 minutes, or before I go for breakfast, I'm going to sit. So I'm putting time limit on how long I'm going to do. So it doesn't work. It hasn't worked. But then we need such a strength to say, okay, no limit. I'm going to sit, and that's it. But somehow the mind has always come right then. Okay, let me do for 10 minutes and then I'll come back, or do something else and come back. So the cognition, I think, is just sit and not think about how long. That don't give it a time. Let it be eternal.
So beautiful. That's exactly like how Swamiji, the decision to sit. Swamiji says the urge has to become urgent, and the decision to sit, no matter what may come, I'm just going to sit and not move.
And not think about how long. Is it time for breakfast? Is it time for something else? Then he gave example of Ramana Maharishi. He just sat. He didn't care about time. He just lay there and not thinking about, okay, it's going to be 10 minutes or 20 minutes, see how much I die. So that's the biggest cognition now at this time. And I have to change my methods of sitting.
Sure, yeah. So actually, I have one more question for you. Right? Like over the years, Swamiji has given, of course, the truth that we are Paramashiva in different flavors, in different words, in a way that will click with us at that moment. So many teachings that Swamiji has given, especially the unclenching. So one thing, as I was sharing earlier, is that you remaining cool, just relaxed, not perturbed by anything. What is the teaching or Bhagavan's presence that has helped you to sustain that space of being just unclutched?
For last many years, I have been having problems of dreams, which were not good dreams, more guilt kind of dreams. And even in the morning, early morning, I have been having that. So I started replacing that with the Nithyananda Paramashivam. So I find that it has helped me a lot. Every time, I'm almost awake when this starts coming in, some guilt is coming in of the past. So I start chanting inside Om Nityananda Paramashivoham, just continuous. I see after maybe 5-10 minutes that that part goes away, the guilt goes away. So this is what I have been doing for now a few years. And keeping this the same mantra as a daily practice most of the time that I do. And sometimes I'm seeing that I'm at night time, I'm waking up, I am doing this mantra inside. That was so pleasant to hear about myself that I can do that. Because Swamiji said one time that he was going to Mansarovar, Kailasa, and the driver who was taking him and the crew, he says he touched him. His whole body was packed with his muscle memory was all full of the Buddhist mantra, Om Padme. That he said he was just full of it because that's what he was doing all the time. So I feel that I can, and I am able to do quite a bit these days. I'm relaxed. I'm retired. I'm free. So that is a mantra I'm using. It works. I feel it works. It takes away whatever negative is going on in the mind at that time. And I have a feeling many of the old devotees who have been there with Swamiji for a long time, they must be doing all this too. So it'll be it's teaching me that I should listen to these discourses again and again, because more and more clicks come in, and it makes it fresh for you.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely, Aya. And Aya, you've been with Swamiji for so long. What is the deepest teaching from Swamiji, from Bhagwan, that has impacted your life?
That you are Paramashiva, and since he has been telling us all this time, so and giving this mantra Om Nityananda Paramashivoham, so that has become my mantra for every day. And as much as I remember daily or sit down or not doing anything, even when doing something, I start chanting this mantra. The I feel sometimes I feel for I have expectations. Is it doing something or not? Am I reaching some place or not? And then I guess again it is giving a time limit, which may not be the way I should do. So from today's this listening to the discourses, I will have to change my approach, not giving time limits, and just be just keep reciting these mantras. And it doesn't take anything. Just keep doing it either verbally or inside.
Right. Actually, the mantra has become Ajapa Japa. Yeah, that you're
Yeah. I'm
continuously
sorry.
chanting.
Sorry. Japa. Yeah. Japa. Yeah. Pardon my.
Not at all, that you're continuously chanting the mantra, that it has become an ajapa in you.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it is not just a mantra, right? It is, Swamiji has already initiated each and every one of us. Swamiji has given the initiation. And when we are chanting this mantra, we are actually invoking Swamiji's presence, and which is already inside of us. And we are continuously chanting. We are continuously invoking Swamiji's presence inside of him. So obviously, no thoughts, nothing can disturb, because he's there. So,
Right.
so beautifully said. Yeah, I mean, it was so wonderful to hear your experiences. More than anything, your commitment to Swamiji, your dedication to Swamiji, and the deep devotion and bhakti that you and the entire family have for Swamiji. It is so beautiful to hear. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing your most deepest personal experiences.
Thank you, Ma. And we really feel very, very blessed. And I'm sure we will continue. We will continue to be doing the same thing in future, and hopefully to see Swamiji soon, physically.
Yes.
Nityananda.
Thank you, Aya. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you all viewers, Manitya Kartrananda, and many viewers joining us through different platforms. Thank you all for joining us and watching us and joining us during this 45th Chaturmasya show. And we look forward to seeing you yet again tomorrow, the next show at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Let us now close with the Purna Mantra. Namah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavachyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sarvam Bhagavan Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva Padukarpanamastu.
Om